Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be talking about the NiteCore MH12 Pro flashlight. This thing's pretty awesome, not gonna waste a bunch of time. Let's get into the specs on this thing, some testing, and I'll give you my final thoughts afterwards. Let's go. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the MH12 Pro specs real quick. So max output's 3,300 lumens. Max beam distance is 505 meters. Max beam intensity is 63,500 candela. And this thing has the NightLab UHI 40 LED. Supposed to be pretty good. Who knows? I'm not a big LED electronic kind of guy, but supposedly it's pretty awesome LED. This does have strobe built into it. This is a white light beam. The length of this thing is 5.45 inches. It's 1.06 the head size and diameter, and then this thing weighs 2.89 ounces. So for as you know, it's under 6 inches, it's under 3 ounces. Not too bad. I think it's a little bit large to be considered like a daily carry EDC style light. However, to throw in a bag, fanny pack, you know, rucksack, whatever you have, I think this is awesome, and it's a great size to especially for the power that it holds, but it's not so large to where it's, you know, uncarryable. You're just lugging around this huge brick. So I think they got the sizing as good as they could to have the output that it does. All right, so this thing does have a rechargeable battery. It uses the USB-C, which that port is right there. So awesome that you don't have to, you know, keep buying batteries. So speaking of the battery, we'll just go ahead and take a look at it real quick. It's that 5300 mAh battery. This is NiteCore's. Yeah, not really much to say about it other than see how long it lasts over the course of time that I'll be using this. Suggested uses are obviously search and rescue, outdoor camping, and emergency, whatever you wanted to use it for. I would use it for more of a tactical situations, but that's just me. So the operation is via this tail cap back here, and then you have your mode selectors right here. So I'm just go ahead and throw this light on, so just be aware it's going to get a little bit brighter. I do have it on a low setting. So you can see it's got these LED displays right here. So right here is your battery level. So battery level right now is completely charged. And then right here is your output. So basically your mode selection. So as you tap it and go into those different modes, the different LEDs light up and the brighter the light gets. One thing I do want to mention about this real quick is it has a moon mode. Now, moon mode is just a very low light. So what that's going to do is essentially just give you just enough light to see what you're doing. So maybe you're in a tent, you don't want to blind yourself, some crazy situation where you don't want even the lowest output is just a little bit too much. So how do you activate that? You're going to go ahead and hold in this mode selector button and push the tail cap, and you see how it has that just very faint light, and that's called moon mode. So thought that was pretty cool. Otherwise, you just go ahead and you go straight to low, and then you cycle through. All right, so strobe, how does strobe work? So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, and I'm just gonna hold this mode selector button in, and then it goes ahead and takes it to the brightest setting, and then it has a variable strobe. So it's not just one constant strobe, it does change itself up. So there's that. All right, so that's pretty much the light output in a nutshell. All right, so in addition to all those cool features, this also has a sensor protection function. So basically, if this thing senses that it's within close enough proximity to another object, it's gonna reduce its output. That way it doesn't overheat the battery. So that's pretty cool. So if you just, you know, you drop it and it lands next to a wall and it's literally like shining on it, it can sense that it's that close to an object. So it's gonna go ahead and reduce its output to hopefully reduce heat, which, you know, obviously would hopefully prevent a fire or any other craziness from happening. All right, so the body of this thing, this is CNC machined aluminum alloy, and it is hard anodized finished in that nice black satin finish. So it's a very good looking light. I'm not sure if there is a specific reasoning for these different serrations in here, maybe to compensate for water or dirt. It has those different you know, different areas. If it was just one way and everything got clogged up, it'd be kind of weird. So they went ahead and put these serrations on the side as well. So I think that's pretty cool. It does come with this pocket clip that you can, you know, run it in your pocket if you want. Also comes with a lanyard and an extra O-ring here for your tail cap, the USB-C charging cable, obviously the product manual, and it does come with a little carrying case, carrying holster, whatever you want to call it. Probably never use it, but it is cool that they include it if you wanted to run something like that on a belt or a backpack or whatever you wanted to run it on. All right, so this thing is IP68 waterproof rated, which we will test out, and it's also drop tested to a meter to be, effective against, being dropped and damaged and affecting the output of the light itself. This tail cap has a U-shaped design to where these two outer edges stick up over top of the push button. That way it doesn't accidentally activate if you were to drop it on its tail end there. All right, so let's get to testing this thing and see what we got. All right, we're gonna do the freezer test first because I don't want to submerge this thing in water and then have it not be all the way completely dry and then put it in the freezer where that water could potentially damage the light. So freezer first. I'm gonna go ahead and slap it on this meat here. That's what she said. And we'll go ahead and leave that in there for about, we'll bring it out at 1 o'clock. So let's go. 1:02, let's do this. Frozen. It's a little cold. See if it works. Oh, she's working. Lens is a little fogged up. But she's good, she's intact. Glass didn't crack or anything crazy. You see all that frost starting to form. All right, so we're gonna move on to the water test now. The freezer did well. Go ahead and tip the toes in the water there and go ahead and drop her down in there and see what we get. Gonna leave this in here for about 20-30 minutes. So it's 1:07 now, and we'll see what we get. All right, guys, it's been about 32 minutes. Gonna go ahead and pull this thing out and see how she did. All right, well, moment of truth, folks. Oh, she works, she works. All right, so, hey, IP68, obviously this isn't the depth that it's rated to. It's rated for much deeper. However, always try it out in the sink. This is gonna be about the size of any like normal puddle or anything you would pretty much drop it in. If you're going through like water, ponds, whatever, then maybe it would be a little bit deeper, obviously, but you would probably never find it because the water would be murky as shit. So this is doing pretty good. Strobe, everything is functioning as it should. So hey, that's a dub. Let's go on to the next portion of the testing. Hey. All right, guys, so we're going to start off with just some basics out here on the grass, and then we'll move over to the concrete pad. So let's see how she holds up. It's rated for 1 meter. Obviously on the grass, it's probably not going to matter. You could drop this thing from like 50 feet and it'd probably be fine. But just going to toss it around a little bit and see what happens. All right, so now we're moving to the concrete. I put this rag down to try and protect it from damage, but we'll see. All right, perfect landing on the rag. I just don't want to scratch it up too much if I don't have to, because I actually kind of like this light. Everything's working, so let's go. And I missed the rag completely, but that's okay. She should be fine. Hey, still works. Good, good. Let's go toss it some more. Ooh, missed the rag again. I mean, it's a pretty small target when you're just tossing it up looking through an iPhone. But hey, still functioning, doing what it needs to do. A couple scrapes, adds character, no big deal. I almost made it that time. Tail cap's nicked up a little bit. Hey, that's that's a good character flaw right there. I like it. Still works. MH12 Pro, folks. All right, guys, so now we're gonna move into the different lighting test. Let's see what this beam can do. That was low, here's medium. Switch it to high real quick, and then lastly we have turbo. And hey, I can see everything. We got a little bit of weather out here, so obviously that's on the screen. It's just some drizzle, but I can see everything I need to see. The flood around me is kind of nice. It lights up all around me. Like, see here on low, I can't see anything around me other than what's directly in front of the beam. As you increase, then the lighting around you obviously increases, as well as the distance. So on high and turbo, I can see everything in my peripheral, everything that's going around me with that excellent candela that it has going on. So I like that it's not just a spot beam. It has a little bit of throw to it to the sides. That way you can actually see what's going on around you. All right, so we can see that the mode selectors do light up at night. So if battery's fully charged, that first blue light is low, mid, high, and then turbo. All 4 lights are lit up. So those LEDs are pretty cool, pretty convenient to let you know what's going on. Strobe, again, that's that max output of 3300 lumens, and it is variable. It switches up, and the patterns do not remain the same. That way, you know, people don't kind of get used to, you know, one way or the other. But yeah, this light, you know, I like the beam, I like the throw. It's doing well. All right, so here I'm gonna move to a semi-lit area. Obviously we got street lights there, but still some dark spots all around. So there's low, can't really see, mid, high, and turbo. Now I can, you know, those side areas right there near the fence line light up very nicely, and I can kind of see what's going on around me. Another low light area that I'm going to go ahead and light up. It's kind of in between street lights, so you can see it's very dark right here in this corner. Anybody could just be kind of hanging out, and you wouldn't really be any of the wiser. However, once you start getting to medium, high, and turbo, you can, all that dead space lights right up. So definitely convenient for situations like that. So some specs on the lumens. So turbo 3300 lumens has a runtime of 30 minutes, 505 meter max output, and 63,500 candela. On high, 1200 lumens, 4 hours, 30 minutes, which is an insane amount of runtime. 323 meter distance and 26,100 candela. Mid is 300 lumens, 8 hours and 30 minutes, 170 meter throw, and 7280 candela. And then low is 50 lumens for 50 hours, 73 meter throw, and 1340 candela. And then that moon mode is 1 lumen, and you can run that for 650 hours on a battery, which is absolutely insane. 8 meter throw distance and 16 candela. Now, real world runtime, obviously that's probably going to vary depending on conditions and you know, the charge level and all that stuff. A lot of variables that can go into that. These are the factory specs under the most ideal conditions, obviously. So it is what it is. Your strobe is also, it maxes out at that 3300 lumens. So you're going to have maximum brightness that this light offers when you're in those strobe SOS modes. So guys, all in all, I think the NiteCore MH12 Pro is an awesome light. It did great. Far cry better from the last light that I tested. No names will be thrown out there, but the video is on my channel if you want to check that out. I'm happy that the guys over at NiteCore sent this out to me, took a chance, and you know, sent me out this light for free, which did not affect my review. You saw the testing I did. It was unbiased. Whatever happened, happened, and it just so happened to survive and do excellent. Wasn't rated for freezing at all, but went ahead and threw it in the freezer for an hour, and hey, survived and was a champ. Some people were telling me to run it over with a car, put it in a pot of boiling water. Those not really real world applicable. Maybe running it over if you dropped it outside and you were pulling away, that could happen, but I mean, realistically, the most that's going to happen is you're going to drop it, maybe drop it in the puddle, drop it on the pavement, concrete, whatever, and obviously you want your light to still work. So thanks to the guys at NiteCore for sending this out to me. I love this light. It's going to go in my my main bag, and I think this thing is awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think down in those comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and support the channel. YouTube's doing some crazy stuff. Views are down, but I got faith, and you guys are going to take care of me. So appreciate you.